So, what the hell was. Sorry, wrong one. Meant this one. What the hell was. There we go. What happens when you take an 80s video game that primarily is just going from left to right each level and make a movie out of it in the 1990s? Well, you get Super Mario Brothers, but you also get Double Dragon, a movie that I'd almost think were made by the same group that made Power Rangers, if I didn't know it was directed by a guy known primarily for directing Genesis music videos. I'm not talking about Sega Genesis. Starring Mark Dacascos and Scott Wolf as the siblings Bimmy and Jimmy Lee, we are taken through a movie that is parts Demolition Man, parts Warriors, and parts a stage show at Universal Studios, which oddly enough actually does happen in the movie. Set in the far-flung future of 2007, Peacemaker's dad decides he needs to get the Double Dragon medallion, which will grant him powers that he thinks are him turning into shadows and like taking over people, but look much more like when Ivan Ooze turned into that like stretchy man and got into his robot at the end of the Power Rangers movie. Instead of a movie of revenge where brothers Billy and Jimmy go to collectively rescue punched in the stomach damsel in distress Marion, we get a movie that is actually eerily reminiscent of the Mario movie. The brothers are a tag team of martial artists akin to Tommy and Jason, and are the rightful heirs to the Double Dragon medallion, I think, but one half is stolen by Peacemaker's dad, so they can't be the Double Dragons until the end of the movie. No longer punched in the stomach, Marion, played by Alyssa Milano, is the leader of a group of punks known as the Power Corps, who act as the vigilantes in this gang-filled city of New Angeles, which was ravaged by the Big One, and for some reason, none of the cops want to actually do their job in this movie, except their dad, who is the chief of the police. If you were expecting any more similarities to the video game, that's it. I mean, there's a Bobo, but the less I talk about a Bobo and the effects on a Bobo, the better. There are a number of fight scenes that could have used some like music backing by Ron Wasserman, and you can like kind of almost hear it if you just like listen hard enough. The movie feels like it couldn't really figure out what it was trying to be, which is pretty much right on par for a 90s video game tie-in that came out before Mortal Kombat. I'm also pretty sure this movie is where like all the ideas of the cartoon show came from. I'm sure kid me loved this in 1994, but old me really cannot stomach this one in 2025. If you like bad movies for the sake of bad movies, you might like this one, but I feel like it might still leave you asking,